I've held different positions in the district, from membership chair to foundation, permanent fund chair, and now I'm going to be on the line to become governor. So we're going to talk about leadership and team building. And in each Rotary Club, do you think it's important to have committees?
Yes.
What about the committees, or you should build a team with that committee?
Good luck.
Good luck. Go into that a little bit.
Well, our club always talks when we get a new president, we're going to have committees. And we have committee chairs.
Right?
And that's the end of it. We have committee chairs.
So,
we fail to get our club members actively involved to be committees.
okay, so this is
Rarely.
team
Do we
building.
get, yeah, we don't get it. We
So
don't get it.
you have a leader, and you have a group of people behind them, but you don't have a team.
Yeah.
So, and
And
how would
this
you?
isn't, I can't say it's one leader. It's every president for 7 years
No, right.
has had the same problem, so.
Well, Jan, do you have a thought of maybe how to bring that committee together, besides just the chair, to build them a team to get the project done?
One of the problems we have in our club is that we have the same committee chair over and over and over again, and they know how to run it, so they just,
What's the disadvantage of that?
other people can't learn, you know, like what the committee is, or can't express their own ideas, or bring in new ideas for
All right,
different
but
things.
what's the advantage to that, having the same person year after year?
The advantage or disadvantage?
No advantage.
Well, the advantage is continuity, but, you know, I think it's like anything in life. There's the downside and the plus side. I mean, the advantage is, yes, you have continuity, but you don't get fresh ideas, and you don't get a lot of team building just by having the same person in the leadership role. I think the most effective way to build teams through committee is to have, first of all, asking people what committee they want to serve on, what is it that they're passionate about, and have maybe even a succession plan through the committee, just the way some clubs have a leadership succession plan. Why not have a succession plan within a committee so that you have continuity of leadership? Because, look, life happens. People get heart attacks, people get transferred for jobs and things like that. What are you going to do if the same person who's been at the helm for 5 years all of a sudden disappears?
That's right.
Peter, what do you do about a club that has about 18 members or 20 members? It's kind of hard to have a lot of team building.
Well, it is, but I think obviously you're going to have people wearing multiple hats. I mean, sure, that's one of the goals of building up greater, that's what I talk about, building membership. I talk about that as new generations. It multiplies the good. Get more warm bodies to do things. But if the reality is that despite, your best efforts, it stays a small club, you do have to realize the realities of it. And there is a danger of too much falling on one person all of the time.
Well,
Every year.
Let me ask, Bill, we're going to play devil's advocate to your club.
Okay.
You got 200 members.
Yes.
We got a committee of 25 people. And Kim gets to be committee chair. And we have 4 or 5 things we want to do. How are you going to work with 25 people? You're the chair.
How am I going to handle those 25
Right,
people?
25 people.
Oh, what I would love to have 25 people in a committee. Because, but how I would handle that is, say, for instance, given whatever the goal is, it's the responsibility of the chair to get each of those committee members involved with a specific task and to give them a deadline for getting that
So you think
task
maybe the
done.
subcommittees maybe even?
I think, say, if you have service projects, we have a service project chair, and then you would have maybe however many, 24 people on the committee, but one chair that was responsible for delegating the tasks within the committee.
Okay.
Not just, say, a committee with 25 people to get a job done. You're going to have a chair who's responsible for delegating the tasks.
Now, Chuck, in your club, in Meta, how many, what's a typical committee size?
One.
One. Gets a lot, that person gets a lot done, doesn't he?
It's a lot easier that way.
True.
You don't have to call committees. You don't have to put up with people who are never able to come to your function. In many cases, just easier to rotate that to someone else, and then next year or two let them do the program.
How big a club do you think?
We got about 32, which is, for the small town, it's pretty decent size.
But how does that build teams? Excuse me. How does that build teams, though, if you just have one person who's in the leadership role all the time?
If you do a committee for all of the committees that we're supposed to have, everybody's going to be on about 4 or 5 committees. And it's hard to find that much enthusiasm. I mean, it's hard enough to get somebody to be on one committee, much less 4 or 5.
But isn't that the goal, to build a team so that you develop the enthusiasm? I mean, as opposed to saying, we don't have the enthusiasm, so we can't really build a team. I mean, it's almost a fatalistic attitude.
That is a theoretical goal.
Shane, let's hear from you from your club. How do you have a committee set up in your club, and how does that committee work as a team to get a project done?
I guess it just depends on the person that's chairing it. As in all clubs, you have some committees that aren't really committees. You have some that work very well. Last year, we had a membership committee. We had some goals we set out ahead of time. President kind of kept us on in terms of what the district goals were, so we kind of had a direction. And then when the time came, it really became a delegated job within the membership, within the committee, to get certain things done, so that as the year went through, we were able to accomplish those things. So it was almost as if within the committee of 6, happened to be 6 in ours, there was actually some sub-chairs,
Okay.
and we were all committed with each other. So we had our, quote, agenda, but each person had a little bit of an agenda, and we were able to accomplish things through the year that way. So, for us, it worked.
But that's not universally true throughout our club.
No, I
That was
actually
more an
have this club.
exception than the rule.
And like I said, every club is run differently. A 200-member club opposed to a 60-member club is run differently.
Time is different when you're up here.
Oh, sure it is. But you go in detail a lot more.
What's that?
It really goes quickly.
It is, it's amazing how quick. How do you think you did?
Relatively good. I think